Earlier this month, the Montana Department of Defense released its draft environmental impact statement for the deployment of the Ground-Based Strategic Deterrent. The massive project replaces and upgrades the U.S.'s land-based nuclear missile system and includes decommissioning of the aging Minuteman III missile system. The EIS gives us the clearest look yet at the work that will take place in 7 western states. It includes the complete renovation of all 450 existing missile launch facilities, the construction of 24 new missile alert facilities, and 62 new communication towers within the missile fields overseen by Malmstrom Air Force Base, Minot Air Force Base in North Dakota, and the F.E. Warren Air Force Base in Wyoming. MTN senior reporter Jonathan Ambarian has been combing through the report and details the impact this effort could have on Montana communities over the next decade.
For decades, central Montana has played host to 150 Minuteman III missiles, a key part of the U.S. nuclear defense system. And the transition to the new GBSD, or Sentinel system, will mean years of construction and other projects across the region.
There's going to be a considerable amount of activity.
The 341st Missile Wing at Malmstrom Air Force Base oversees 150 launch facilities, the silos where missiles are kept, and 15 missile alert facilities where military personnel operate the system. They're spread out over 8 Montana counties. It will still be several years before work begins in Montana, and it would continue for years after that. Air Force Project Manager Russell Bartholomew says it could start around 2025 with several new buildings at Malmstrom. The current missiles will be moved to Malmstrom one at a time before being shipped out of state to be decommissioned. And the existing facilities will have to be upgraded to be ready for the new missiles.
All 150 launch facilities will be renovated and made like new. And the existing 15 missile alert facilities, 8 or more of those, up to all of them, may be renovated and replaced.
Crews could also build hundreds of miles of utility corridors to connect the facilities. To support the project, leaders are planning 2 workforce hubs, one in Great Falls and one in Lewistown. Between them, they'll house around 2,000 temporary workers, and up to 3,000 at the peak of construction. State Senator Dan Bartel, a Republican from Lewistown, says local leaders have already started discussions with the military and their contractors, and that it's important for everyone to be planning ahead for when the work starts.
This could be a huge positive for the Lewistown and the surrounding community. As all communities, we have housing issues, but if we get ahead of the game, we should be able to work out those housing issues and work with Northrop Grumman when they come to town.
The Air Force is taking public input on the EIS, now through August 15th. Leaders say they're optimistic the military and the public can get on the same page before work begins.
I think as a whole, we've lived with these missiles for years.
The Air Force is a partner in the region just as much as the people who live there. We've been there for 50 years, and the plan is to continue to be there for another 50 years. So we want to make sure that we're planning properly to account for the impacts of such a construction project.
Public hearings on the draft EIS will be held next Tuesday, July 26th, at the Mansfield Center in Great Falls, and next Thursday, July 28th, at the Central Montana Fair in Lewistown. In Lewistown, Jonathan Ambarian, MTN News.